How's it going, everybody? This is Duff of Smoke. This is your weekly installment of Cigar Reviews and Culture. Today we're checking out the Surrogates Animal Cracker. It's a really nice 6x60 Ecuadorian Habano Oscuro leaf wrapped. It's supposed to be a little bit of spice, a little bit of pepper. I'm really excited. Basically, 6x60 is just 6 inches, 60 ring gauge. It's a pretty big cigar. I'm kind of a big guy, so I like bigger cigars. I'm pretty excited. It's going to taste good. As always, this is brought to you by Hellfire Smokers Club. They're a fun group of people you'll find on the internet, on either Instagram at Hellfire Smokers Club or on Facebook, Hellfire Smokers Club. Come check them out. It's a cool club to join if you're looking for a community to speak with about cigars. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Looks pretty good. Got a nice clean body on it. Got a little nub on the back, so I'm not going to be using the V cutter today. And the foot is a fairly consistent color, which I like. I don't see any major blemishes or anything. Good consistency. Okay. As always, I'm gonna remove the band. This one's got 2 on it. Do that carefully as possible. Maybe. There we go. All right. If you guys see anything flying across the screen, you'll have to forgive Korea. It's snowing right now. Got a couple inches on the ground. It's actually really cool. I haven't seen snow in a hot minute. North Carolina doesn't really get a whole lot of the actual snow. So this was a nice surprise to wake up to. I also will apologize. A bit stuffy. Korea's been trying to kill me once a month by making me sick as a dog. But I couldn't deny you guys a video. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? Every Friday. I'm busting out my OG of cutters, the Xikar scissors. I love these things. If you like to smoke big ring gauge cigars like I do, like the 60s or bigger, these are really good because they go a lot wider than almost any other guillotine or double guillotine cutter I've seen, which is nice. Plus, it comes equipped with some tools that can help for maintenance on your lighters. You got a screwdriver, a little bit of punch there, which if you need to bleed your cigar lighter, you can bleed it out. Whenever your cigar lighter runs out of fluid, before you refill it, you should bleed it to get all the air out of the line so you don't have any malfunctions when you go smoke later. This is my second pair. Had to replace my first ones because they were confiscated. Don't go visiting government facilities with cigar scissors. They kind of frown upon that. All right, so you'll see on this cap, right, there's actually 3 lines. You have this line, this one, and there's one more here towards the top. So I'm going to try to cut down right about here. Remove that little nipple. Nice and straight, and reliable, always works. Nice clean cut, which I've expected. I've had nothing but good luck with these things. Also, if you guys don't do Xikar, a benefit of Xikar is a lifetime warranty. You can mail this in at any point in time. They'll refurbish them, which is really convenient. After so long, these kind of get beat up. So if you start seeing malfunctions, the cut isn't getting very clean, or you see breaking in your cigars and the cigars aren't really dry, as in you can't blame the cigar itself, you have to blame the cutter, then you can mail them in and they'll get them fixed for you. Nothing so far. Always nothing that really jumps out and says, hey, this is going to taste like this. All right. I've had people ask me for a little better detail, so get up in there, go around the edge, just like this. As always, I'm just trying to get a nice, consistent burn, a little toast, so that it will burn evenly when I get into the actual smoke itself. Like that. Okay? So that's at a 90, and then I do kind of more of a 45 when I go for the draw. couple areas that need to be touched up, but overall, worked the way you needed it to work. First thing I have is pepper, which seems to be pretty common in most of your darker cigars, is that peppery, spicy flavor. This one actually does have the spice, though. I can feel it on the back of my throat. Similar to like eating a spicy food, how you can have that lingering effect. You get some hints of leather, which is, again, from what I've experienced, fairly common in your cigars. It's going to be like a leather, toasty flavor, earthy. Draw, really smooth, easy. It's a fairly stiff cigar, but I haven't had any difficulty getting the draw. Mouthfeel of the smoke is incredible. Has a pretty thick smoke, which I'm a big fan of. If you guys have watched any of the previous episodes, you would know that I really like my darker cigars, a full-bodied. I like the feeling of a good smoke. Look, it's beautiful. Really consistent color. You see some little bumps on it, which is to be expected. It's interesting. The entire land is covered in snow, which I will try to display via this video that I'm going to add. So here we have Korea, in all of her beauty, and all of her might. Full of snow, and really adds to the landscape of being beautiful. However, if you look over here, less than 24 hours ago, that bitch was on fire. Yeah, we were exiting our shop yesterday, just kind of doing some administrative stuff, and look over, and there's some smoke billowing, and we're like, oh, that's probably a trash fire. It's supposed to be happening. And then it kept growing and growing, and then we saw the flame, and we were like, maybe we should call someone. We called the fire department, and they said, oh, the fire's out. And all of us kind of looked at the mountain, and we were like, pretty sure the fact that I see more fire tells me the fire's not out. So we watched, and they ended up actually doing helicopter flies. Helicopter flyovers where they dump the water. It was actually kind of cool to see. But I just find it kind of interesting that yesterday, wildfire, today, snow. So majestic. People of the internet, if you're watching right now and you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, please check it out at Duff of Smoke. There will be a link down below the video. And what I will tell you is I'm trying to get a better format. I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. However, I will be posting photos on Mondays of the cigar review to come, so you can kind of see, and I will also include the tools I'm going to use. So if you're looking to purchase the tool, you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to function in the real world on an actual cigar. You have a lot of options, from cutters to lighters. You can, get the lancers where they push the core out. So I'm going to try to give you guys a good example of what those look like and how they actually work. And if you look on Monday, you'll be able to know what's going to come on Friday in the video. Once again, I'm thinking about starting a Twitch stream. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do those on a Sunday. For me, it's going to be super early in the morning. My plan, though, is that it ends up being Saturday night for the States. So it'll be me and a cigar. I will talk to everyone about it, kind of give my general review notes, which you've seen in these videos, and it'll kind of engage more of the community that I'm really hoping to build. I did not discover my cigar family until much, much later, after 10 years of being a pretty avid cigar smoker, that I finally find people. And it wasn't because they didn't exist, it's because I didn't know where to look. And I didn't understand how cool it was to have a cigar family to hang out with. So my intent is to build my own cigar community. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. I already got some feedback, people that are interested. So if you're checking this out, please let me know. Hit me up in the comments on here, or find me on Instagram. Comment or DM on one of my photos, or hit me up directly. I really am curious what timeline is going to work out best. Ultimately, I'm going to choose a time. People are going to show up or not. But if I get general feedback of, hey, this time will work better overall, and I get some kind of input, then I can better structure it for all of you, the good people who watch my show. I'm going to walk you guys through how I ash my cigars, mainly because I haven't done it yet, because normally my cigar ash tends to fall off before now. But it hasn't, which means I can show you my method. With your cigars, you don't keep constantly tapping them. What it does, it creates a little bit of a cone, and basically your cherry is not burning consistently through all the way because you're forcing it to ash over and over and over again. The exterior burns and then it burns to the middle. And then you'll have that cone shape, which just makes your cigar not smoke quite as well, not the way it was designed. Since this has worked up till now, what I would do is I'm going to treat this as if this was the edge of my ashtray. Okay, I'm going to take it like this, and I'm just going to break it off, nice and clean. Maybe kind of trim the edges a little bit, and then blow across it. That way, I don't have ash fall over myself. With the control, though, it's where I want it to be. It's not in my lap, where it normally ends up, because I'm just that fucking lucky. But now I have a nice fresh start for that second third. As always, the middle third is a sweet spot. It's where the cigar is designed to taste the best. Up till now, I've had very consistent flavor with the spice, the pepper in the back of the throat, hints of leather, very earthy, full-bodied, medium to full-bodied smoke. Now we'll see going forward if the flavor is going to change, if it's going to get more intense, less intense, whatever the case may be. In order to get the full flavor of your cigar, you want to exhale most of the smoke out, and at the very last minute, with a little bit left, you want to exhale through your nose. It's called retrohaling. It allows it to open up the full palate as your taste and your sense of smell are very closely linked. If you do that, you will actually get more flavor, a better bouquet, if you will, whatever you want to call it. Either way, the pepper has calmed down. So if it was a little aggressive initially, I will tell you that the middle third is much smoother and mellower. The smoke consistency is still the same, so it's still a medium to full body. The plume is not as thick as other cigars I've smoked, but still very good smoke. You guys have seen me doing the exhales. It's been consistently good. Still have that sense of earth, that sense of leather. I would say that I would have thought this would have been a little more intense. I thought that the flavors would have been a little more in your face, abrupt, and they haven't been, which is nice. It's a smooth cigar, and yet still meets the criteria of the smoke that I like. So if you were looking for a cigar that gave you the kinesthetics that you liked, where it felt a certain way, but you didn't want to have a really aggressive flavor, this is a really good smoke. We're going to continue forward with this middle third, get to that last third, see how quickly the flavor drops off, and then that will be it. Due to a timeline change, I will not be able to smoke all the way into the last third. I will just give my closing notes now. Cigar, Surrogates Animal Cracker, wonderful. 6x60, nice, big, fat cigar. I've been smoking it for about an hour now. I think it's because it's so cold outside. It's why it's lasting so long. I expect to have probably 45 more minutes left in this thing, which is a pretty long smoke. But the flavor was consistent. Started out very peppery, a lot of spice, taste on the back of the throat, hints of leather and earth. Moving into the middle third, it calmed down a little bit. The pepper kind of went away, but overall, you could still taste it. It just wasn't as aggressive. The smoke has been very consistent throughout. The draw has been perfect. I haven't had any issues with it. The burn has been consistent. I haven't had to do too much touch-ups or anything. I haven't had any major blemishes occur while smoking it. And I definitely recommend this to everybody. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me and I will answer every one of them, every message I get. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by for your weekly dose of cigar culture content. I will see you guys next week. Adios.